So if a third film is released, could this be considered one of the best trilogies of all time? Let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my Inside Out 2 movie review. And if this is your first time finding me and you happen to like the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Guys, when it comes to Inside Out, I was late to the party. The original film came out in 2015 and I have it on Blu-ray right here. But even though I have it on Blu-ray, I did not watch this film until maybe 2 or 3 hours before I went and saw part 2. I left it in the packaging all this time, heard nothing but great things, but just still didn't get around to it the past 9 years. But I'm finally glad that I did. Now, this sequel is being directed by Kelsey Mann, and here's Kelsey Mann right here, or at least the name. If we scroll down and just look at some of the stuff they've done in the past, I haven't seen any of it. I really haven't. If you have seen Kelsey Mann's work in the past, please let me know down in the comment section below. But when it comes to this film, my expectations were pretty high. Again, I've heard nothing but great things about the first Inside Out, and even the people that saw this film super duper early said nothing but great things as well. I heard that Pixar is back. They're going to be knocking out home runs left and right like they used to. When they first started producing films many years ago, they have their magic, they have their mojo back. So I was expecting this to be pretty darn good. But before I get into all the nitty gritty, before I talk about all my likes and dislikes, let me tell you exactly what this Inside 2 movie is all about. Follows Riley in her teenage years encountering new emotions. Now guys, what I loved about the first film and the second even more is how no matter who you are, man or female, boy or girl, whether you're young or old, this film will resonate with you. I find it impossible for you not to relate to this movie in any way, shape, and form, because we all go through emotions. We all get sad, angry, happy, embarrassed at times, and this film encompasses all of that from very beginning to the end. And another thing that I love about this film is when you're a small toddler, a child, or a teenager, as you're growing up into adulthood, we all do encounter new emotions, and that is the exact same thing that our main character Riley is going through. In the first film, she was in the elementary school, but now she is a teenager. We all go through embarrassments. We all go through anxiety. We all go through puberty, and that's exactly what Riley is going through in this film. And like I said, it's impossible not to relate to that. And what I also love is just how complex they display the mind. I mean, the mind is a whirlwind of ideas and thoughts that is endless from now until the ends of time. And the way that that is demonstrated in this film is beautiful. And what I also like about this is each emotion, just like the first film, has its own distinct look and color. Anxiety is orange, sadness is blue, disgust or sickness is green, fear is purple, anger is red, joy is yellow. And not only is that distinct in the film, those colors also somewhat match up to real life. So you're really able to attach yourself to each emotion, while those emotions are its own separate character, whether they're male or female in this film too. I mean, to me, this movie is like a therapy session for adults or for children that may not have any friends or horrible social skills, how to cope with their emotions if they don't know how to deal with them, or if some emotions are taking over other ones. And we all do need emotional maturity. We can't just pout, cry, or whine when something does not go our way, or just worry to the end of times if something is perceived to go a certain way when it may not even turn out that way. And that is exactly what this movie is about, again, from beginning to end. This is one of the most mature, thought out movies that I've seen in a long time, and it's coming to you in 3D animation style. And I'm just blown away by, again, how complex it is. And the film is also very nostalgic. I was reminiscing on past times in my life. Most of them were good while I was watching this film. And also also some of the bad memories I had and how I can now cope with them as an adult. I wouldn't be surprised if they got a number of scientists to help storyboard this movie because it's just that many details as far as the mind is concerned. And that the way that they view the mind and how sometimes we have core memories. And it's interesting because in real life, why is it sometimes that we can remember something that happened 14 days ago, but we can't remember something that happened 15 days ago? Just sometimes we just have those core memories that are locked in that we will never forget. And then the way, again, that this film was able to illustrate that, I thought was brilliant. And guys, did I mention that this film is funny? It's freaking hilarious. You're going to laugh your butt off. They have jokes for children, but they also have the more mature jokes for adults as well. Some of them are slight sexual, but it's not anything over the top or desperate or to where if you take your children with you, you have to cover their eyes. It's still tasteful, but you can look at some of the jokes as an adult and be like, I see what y'all are trying to do there. The dual meaning, the dual comedy. I like that. You're clever. The way that you brought that in was pretty smooth. I like it. Great job. And this film is also filled with tons of emotion. Please make sure you bring your tissues because you just may cry. You just may shed a tear. And I may look at you sideways if you walked out like, I didn't shed a tear. I mean, really, come on. Do you not have any emotions? Are you dehydrated? Okay, you probably won't cry, but I won't be surprised if you did too. I didn't, so I'm not going to get mad if you don't yourself. And it's just also interesting how just some parts of your mind that you can't forget, but actually watching this movie, I was like, oh, I do remember that. That is part of the human brain, whether it's your imagination, your subconscious, abstract thoughts, or whatever. This film explores it all. I thought that Inside Out, the first one, was a masterpiece, and I feel that the second film is better in every way across the board. They really did step it up to the next level, and I didn't even think that was possible because, again, the first film, they did just such a great job. And the thing is a lot of the original cast didn't even come back except for a handful of people, and it's not even the same director, so that really does go to show how strong the writing department is, and the director too. I want to give credit across the board where it's due. And like I said in my intro, if they do make a third film, could this trilogy be considered as one of the better trilogies of all time? Definitely could be in the top 10. I say that with very much confidence. Again, I recommend this film to all. This is one of the better films that I've seen this year. It's just that darn good. Whether you're a man, woman, boy, girl, young or old, you will be able to relate to this film. It will resonate with you. I find it impossible for it not to resonate with you. I don't want to say it's impossible for you not to like it, but for you just to walk away and be like, you know, that film did nothing to me at all. I do find that impossible because we all go through emotions. We're always thinking about stuff, having our imagination run wild, anxiety taking over, and learning how to check that and keep our emotions in control. Everybody goes through that, and this is one of the greatest films in cinematic history to put that on full display on the big screen. I will go ahead and give my rating for this at the very end, but for now, guys, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 75,000 subscribers. And if I had to rate Inside Out 2 out of a 1 out of 10, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Yes, a 9.5 out of 10. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.